Hello and welcome to our walkthrough of Google Meet. Just to get us started, I'm going to let you know that I'm using JAWS version 2020 as well as the latest version of Google Chrome. I'm currently focused on the main Google Meet page, which is meet.google.com, and I'm logged into my Google account for my work. So I am all set to either start or join a meeting. So the first thing I'm going to do is, now that I'm on this page, I just want to tell you that there will be a background on the page that changes periodically when you relog in, or sometimes on a timed basis. It's hard to tell. For those of you who have low vision or some vision, to let you know that that virtual background is going to change. And to those of you who are screen reader users, I'm going to be focused on something that will let you know about that in the future. Oh, see, look, it just changed. So yeah, we'll go through that in just a minute. So we're going to go to the top of the page.
Top blank.
Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and
Meet.
there we go, Meet. There we are. So now I'm focused on Meet, and I'm just going to tab over.
Join or start a meeting button to activate presenter.
Okay, so right now I'm on Join or Start a Meeting, but I'm going to just tab backwards a little bit to catch some of these buttons that are more at the top and that might be
Switch account button menu. Press settings button.
about.
Quality dash. Address and search bar edit. Meet.
Okay,
Quality
perfect.
dashboard button to
So,
activate.
all right. So the first button, if you're at the very top, that you should come across is the Quality Dashboard. And we're not going to really do anything with that because honestly, the Quality Dashboard is to report a problem. So we're just going to leave that alone. And we're going to go ahead and tab.
Settings button to activate presenter.
Settings. As we heard, this is the settings button. We're going to just hit on enter to take a look at it real quick. This settings, these same settings area buttons are located on a couple of more screens that we're going to be looking at. But let's go ahead and look at them now.
Enter dialog. The button to activate presenter.
Okay, we are in a dialog box, and right now I'm
the button.
I'm focused on the done button. Well, I don't want to be, so I want to go to the very top.
The button.
So I'm going to just press tab.
Meet dash camera microphone recording dash Google Chrome dash Amy dialog tab. Audio tab selected 1 of 2.
Okay, it said audio tab selected 1 of 2. That lets me know that if I use my arrow key,
video tab selected 2 of 2.
To the second tab, which is 2 of 2. But let's begin in the audio tab. So I'm going to
audio tab selected 1 of 2.
So I'm going to use my tab button, and I'm going to tab down.
Tab panel, select microphone list box collapsed. Default dash microphone array left parent connection smart audio HD right parent.
Okay, so that tells me what microphone I'm currently using and gives me an option to change it. If I were to press space on this particular setting, it would give me additional microphones that are installed and additional options. I don't want to change that, but if I did, I could. I'm going to hit tab again.
Select speakers list box collapsed. Default dash speakers left parent.
Of selecting the speakers. You can select different speakers that you need or want to use. If you want your audio fed through a different device.
Meet dash camera microphone recording dash Google Chrome dash Amy test button to activate present.
As you can hear, that was the test button, and that would be to test my audio. I know my audio is working because my screen reader is reading to me. So yeah, great clue. So now I'm going to just tab again.
The button to activate presenter.
Now I'm on the done button. Well, I'm not done quite yet because I just want to give you a quick view.
Tab. Audio tab selected 1 of 2.
Okay, of that video tab. So now I'm just going to press a right arrow.
Video tab selected 2 of 2.
So this is my video tab. It gives me an option. I'm going to tab down.
Tab panel, select camera list box collapsed. Integrated camera left parent 5980.
Okay, I can select a different camera if I have one available, which I don't. I only have the integrated camera. If I had a separate one, this is where I might pick it. So I'm just going to. I haven't made any changes. I didn't do anything, so I'm just going to hit escape.
Escape settings button to activate
and that takes
presenter.
me out of that settings area.
Meet dash Google Chrome dash Amy feedback button to activate presenter.
I tabbed again, and it took me to the feedback button. I don't really have any feedback because I haven't even gotten started yet. So I'm going to tab again.
Switch account button menu. Press space to activate the menu, then navigate with.
This is where I could switch to a different Google account if I chose to do that. I'm not going to. I'm focused exactly where I want to be.
Join or start a meeting button to activate presenter.
Okay. This is where I'm going to go most frequently and what we saw before, the join or start a meeting button. I would hit space or enter to open that, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just going to tab again.
Banana leaves at dawn bullet crew Kamara bullet G.co.
Okay. This is what changes. This banana leaves at dawn is the name of the background that is currently um, shown. Opening this link will open that background in another tab, maybe give you a little more information about it. It's just kind of one of those, nods to the artist kind of thing. So it's good to know, but it's not really necessary for us as a functional tool. So we're going to shift tab.
Join or start a meeting button to activate.
Okay.
Press enter.
Shift tab will take you backwards, and we're right now we're on start a meeting or join a meeting. So we're just going to hit enter.
Enter. Join or start a meeting dialog. Edit.
Now, I'm going to use my arrow keys to get us around this area. Where I'm now focused is a dialog box and an edit field where I can enter a join code if I have one. If I do not have a join code, I will, and I'm starting my own meeting, I'll leave it blank. I can also name my meeting if I want to. I'm not going to. Sometimes that helps people to recognize that they are in the correct meeting, but because nobody is joining me, I'm not feeling the need to name this meeting right now, since it's just a demo. So I'm going to just really quick hit a down arrow.
Link learn how to schedule a meeting.
This gives you some information on how to schedule a meeting, and it's pretty self-explanatory. I'll let you go through that on your own, but we're just going to go through how to join and get into a meeting now.
Continue button.
This continue button is what we would press if we were finished.
Continue button.
And it's also the last thing on the dialog box. So we're going to actually go up just so I can show you something.
Link learn blank edit.
We're back in our edit field. Now we're going to do an up arrow again.
Enter the meeting code or nickname. To start your own meeting, enter a nickname or leave blank.
So those are the directions that I basically told you about, like what you would do with that edit dialog box. It's not something that I automatically remember to do, to go upwards and read that help text. I wish that they had some sort of help text that would be in that box, but that's okay. It's definitely not the worst problem for there to be. So because I'm ready to enter the meeting or start the meeting or work on it, I'm just
enter the meeting code or nickname. To start your own meeting, enter a nickname or leave blank.
Okay.
Edit.
I'm in the edit field. I'm just going to hit enter because
Join or
I'm
start
ready.
a meeting button to activate. Press enter. Alert, cam alert, speaker, microphone, connection, smart audio HD, connected, alert, camera, integrated.
Okay, it's giving me some notes. It's telling me that my camera is on. Hi, if you can see me, great. If not, that's fine too. It doesn't really matter. So where we are is what I like to call our vestibule or maybe our green room. We are not actually in the meeting yet. This is the area that we can prep for our meeting. So, excuse me. Let's go to the top.
Meet-DTM-T.
Okay, and this is the Google Meet, sort of button, and we're just going to leave that totally alone. We're going to hit a tab.
Switch account link.
I can switch my account. Again, this is another option for that. Tab again.
Turn off microphone left parent control plus D right parent button.
Now that's helpful. It's letting me know, hey, you can turn off your microphone, and it gives me the shortcut keys, which is control plus D to mute myself. We're going to tab again.
Turn off camera left parent control plus E right parent button.
Now this allows you to turn off your camera. Some people prefer not to be visible because they are either working on something else, taking notes, perhaps especially if you have a visual impairment or are blind, you don't know where that camera is pointing. You don't feel comfortable because I honestly don't like being on camera very much because I can't always see myself and I'm not sure how I look. I also tend to spend a lot of time trying to read other things that are on the screen. So a lot of times people get unflattering pictures of the top of my head and nobody wants to see that. So I'm going to hit my my tab again.
More options button menu. Press space to activate the menu and navigate with arrow keys.
I'll open it just to show you what it looks like.
Enter expanded context menu settings 2 of 5 to move through items. Press upper.
These settings are the exact same ones that I showed you before. So we're not going to open the settings menu.
Report a problem, 3 of 5. Report abuse, 4 of 5. Help, 5 of 5. Turn on captions, 1 of 5.
Okay, now these other ones are self-explanatory. Turning on captions, we're just going to let that be, not only because I don't know a whole lot about it, but because we're focusing on vision loss here. And honestly, turning on and off captions isn't something that's a vision loss thing at the moment. So we can look at that later.
Escape, leaving menus, more options button,
Okay.
menu, press space to
So
activate a
now
menu,
we've
then navigate
explored
with arrow
that.
key.
We've explored that. So let's hit a tab again.
Join now button to activate presenter.
This is join now. Obviously, this would take you out of the waiting room or the vestibule or the green room or whatever you think this area should be called, and then into the regular meeting. I'm going to hit tab one more time.
Present button to activate presenter.
This button allows you to present your screen from the beginning. If you are a presenter and are presenting your screen, you can present that from here right away when you go in. I will say that it's not too difficult for a blind individual to share their screen. However, toggling back and forth between everything, it's not as user friendly as one might wish. So it's not that it's bad or anything. Uh, it's, it does take some practice. The other thing to let you know about, if you are someone who is sharing their screen, please remember that an individual who is blind cannot use a screen reader to access that screen. It's simply an image. It is not text that can be read or manipulated within Google Meet. So that's something definitely to keep in mind. So I'm just going to, I'm going to do one more.
Join and use a phone for audio button to activate presenter.
Yeah, you can activate this. You can join by phone or audio. And the reason you might want to do that is simply because if you have computer issues or your microphone isn't working or whatever reason, it's good to know that that kind of thing is available. So I'm just actually going to shift tab backwards.
Present button to activate. Join now button to activate presenter. Enter meet-dtm-tn-q-pix. You have joined the call. You are the first one here. Anyone with the link can request access to this call. Add others dialog. Close button to activate presenter.
Okay, I wanted to have it finish reading because it's letting me know I'm the only person in this meeting. I can invite other people. The other people that have the link might be able to join. So that's important to know. It's important to listen to what your screen reader tells you. Let's see. So let's go ahead and tab here.
Copy joining info button to activate.
I can copy the join info and then paste it into an email if I would like.
Add people button to activate presenter.
This one can be a little touchy, but we're going to try it. You can add people.
Enter. Add people dialog. Tab panel. Enter name or email edit. Enter name or email. Type in text.
I'm going to add I'm just going to add myself, and that's an invitation. So I'm just going to and then I typed SNOW.
Snow. Amy Snow Amy dot Snow.
Yep. And then I just went ahead and hit down arrow, and you heard it blipped that it went out of the edit field, and it's focused on my name. I could go ahead and hit enter on that and add it to an invitation and then add more people if I wanted. Again, this is something you might want to practice with. So I'm just going to get out of here.
Enter name or email edit. Snow added. Contact not recognized.
Okay, and it's not going to recognize the contact because I didn't finish the complete name, nor did I hit enter on the contact that it suggested. So I'm just going to go back.
Selected Snow, backspace tab, invite tab selected, 1 of 2.
This is invite, and as you heard, it's tab 1 of 2. If I want to go to the second tab, I'm going to hit a down
tab
arrow,
panel, enter a phone number edit,
or a right arrow, and now I'm focused in a dialog box that allows me to enter a phone number that I can call to get them entered into this Google Meet. I'm not going to do that again. I just don't think it's something that you can certainly practice on your own once you know how to do it. So I'm going to hit escape to get out of this dialog box.
Escape. Meet-dtm-tn-q-pix.
And there I am again. Okay, so let's take a look at, now we are in our meeting. This is where other people would meet. We would see other people. They would see us. Everybody would be able to hear each other unless you're muted. All of that special stuff. So, excuse me. That's the laptop on my actual lap. So let's go ahead and go to the top.
Meet-DTM-TNNQ-Pix.
Yeah, and we're just going to keep on going. We're going to hit a tab.
View site information button menu. Secure. Press space to
We're not
activate
worried
the
about
menu.
that.
Address and show participant options button collapsed to
Okay,
activate
show
presenter.
participant options. This is kind of cool because I'm going to hit enter here.
Enter. Tab. People tab selected. 1 of 2.
Okay. Now it will list the people that are in the meeting. Now, as we have heard, I'm the only one in here. But if I use a tab.
Tab panel. Add people button to activate presenter.
I can add people, and that will look a lot similar to what we had seen previously.
Pin yourself to your main screen. Toggle button to toggle the state. Press space bar.
I wanted to pin myself to the main screen. That would mean that I would be seeing myself all the time. And there is a practical reason for that. The practical reason being that if you are demonstrating something that you want to make sure that people can see, you might want to be the one who can see yourself to make sure that what you're presenting is like in the camera's field view or is visible to others. So some people like to have that as like a mirror check to make sure that they're visible. So there is that. So I'm going to just
tab 1 participant. Tab selected.
Again, it's telling me 1 participant.
Tab panel. Add people button to pin yourself to your main screen. Toggle button to toggle the state. Press space bar. Tab 1 participant. Okay. Tab selected. 1 of 2.
It says tab selected. 1 of 2. Now we were here before, but I tabbed past it. Now let's go ahead and go to the chat. So if I want to do that, I can hit either down arrow or right arrow.
0 unread chat messages. Tab
and
selected.
It's telling me that there are no unread chat messages. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tab down.
Tab panel. Send a message to everyone. Edit. Type in text. 500 characters
send a
maximum.
Message to everyone. I have a 500 character limit, but really all I'm going to say is hello.
Hello. Exclaim.
And then I'm going to hit enter.
Enter. You hello. You 11:19 a.m. Hello.
So it said 11:19 a.m. I said hello. So I'm going to, yep.
Hello.
Yeah. See, once you get to there, you get into that edit area, you have to hit an up arrow to read the most recent messages. It is really rather annoying, but it's something that, you know, you'll get the hang of. I tend to hit the tab button and that gets me from area to area. But when I'm in the edit field, I kind of forget that I can press the up arrow to read the most recent chats. There obviously are not a lot of chats here, so I'm not too worried about it. So I want to get out of the chat feature. So I'm going to hit escape.
Escape. Show participant options button collapsed to activate presenter.
So it says show participants. Well, we already did that.
Chat with other participants button collapsed to activate presenter.
This is the other way to open that chat. You can do it that way too.
Pin yourself to your main screen. Toggle button.
Again, another way of pinning myself to my main screen. So I'm going to hit my, go ahead and hit my tab again.
Meeting details button menu. Press space to activate the menu and navigate with arrow keys.
We'll just go ahead and open that.
Enter. Meeting details tab. Details tab selected. 1 of 2.
Again, there are 2 tabs that I can pick from. I'm in the first tab, and so I'm going to use the tab button to move.
Tab panel. Copy joining info button to activate presenter.
I can activate this this ability to copy that the join information to the clipboard.
Tab. Details tab selected.
Now that I'm on the details tab, I'm going to actually move to the other tab.
No attachments tab selected.
And some attachments. And this is a little bit more of an advanced feature. If there's a document attached within the Google invite, this allows you to access that document. I don't know how often that will be used, but it's good to know that it's there. So let's go ahead and get out of this menu.
Escape virtual PC. Escape meeting details button menu. Press space to activate the menu, then navigate with arrow keys.
That's much better. Sometimes it takes more than one tab or more than one escape to do what you want it to do. So just be listening to what your screen reader says, which is frankly always a good idea. So let's go ahead and hit a tab.
Turn off microphone left parent control plus D right parent button to activate presenter.
Control D as in dog to turn off the microphone.
Leave call button to activate presenter.
This is the button you would press when you are done with your phone call. So you could hang up.
Turn off camera left parent control plus E right parent button.
Again, turn off the camera. You can do that anytime as long as Google Meet is in focus.
Turn present now button menu. Press space to activate the menu and navigate with arrow keys.
Now.
More options button menu. Press space to activate the menu and navigate with arrow keys. Enter expanded context menu to navigate. Turn on captions 3 of 8.
Turn on
Full
captions.
screen, 2 of 8. Change layout, 1 of 8.
Now there's a couple additional ones now that I think about it that are more for your visual person and how the screen is laid out, whether it's full screen. If you are blind or visually impaired, chances are you're not really going to care. So I'm just going to hit escape here.
Escape, leaving menus, more options button menu. Press space to activate the menu and navigate with arrow keys. View site information button, address and show participant
go
options button collapse to
around to
activate
the top.
presenter.
As you can see, Google Meet is not a complicated interface. It's pretty simple. There are literally only 4 screen reader commands. The other 2 toggle on whether you hear people enter and exit, and there's another one. But those are in the Google Meet help area.
Control/collapse to activate
There we go. It's
presenter. Keyboard shortcuts
Control/.
dialog. Close button to activate
Okay,
presenter.
so it's
Table with 2 columns and 10 rows. Help. Open keyboard shortcut help screen. Control+/.
well, we did that anyway, so we're good.
Accessibility. Announce who is currently speaking.
Okay, announce who's currently speaking.
Control+Alt+NS.
Control+Alt N and then S.
Announce current information about the room.
Okay, current information about
The
the
video.
room.
Control+Alt+NI.
Okay.
Control. Disable or enable camera.
So, and then there, of course, these other meeting controls.
Control+E. Mute or unmute your microphone.
Mute or unmute.
Control+ show or hide people.
Show or hide people, very interesting option.
Control+Alt show or hide chat.
And show or hide chat without having to go to that chat button.
Control+Alt+C.
Control-Alt-C.
Table end.
And that's
Table
it.
end.
Like I said, very few commands, very relatively few. So I'm going to hit escape.
Escape. Meet-DTM-TNNQ-Pix-Google Chrome
The video call ended because the connection was lost. Well, that's okay. You know what? We were done in the video call anyway, and we were going to hang up. But I want to show you one other thing. So
rejoin button to activate presenter.
There you go. If you were kicked out because the connection was lost, you can try to rejoin.
Enter. Parts of this page can't be displayed and some things might not work properly. Refresh the page and try again.
Okay, so I'm going to do that.
At speaker, microphone, connection, smart audio HD, connected, alert, camera integrated, camera left parent 5986.
See, and it'll tell you if it rejoins, which this is kind of a good thing to have happened in this tutorial, just so that we are aware of what could potentially happen in a meeting. So good to know. But what happens is when you rejoin, we're not in the actual meeting. You are in that vestibule or that waiting room area. So we need to tab through.
Meet-DT, turn off, more, join now button to activate presenter.
We have to go to join now.
Enter Meet-DTM-TNNQ-Pix. You have joined the call. You are the first one here. Anyone with the link can.
Yep, and as you can see, we're right back where we started in the meeting. So again, you would have to, if you wanted to end the meeting, which we will do deliberately this time.
Show participant options. Chat with pin your meeting to turn off microphone. Leave call button to activate presenter.
Leave call. So we're going to do that.
Enter Meet-DTM.
And this time, it's going to tell me
you left the meeting.
I left the meeting instead of the connection was lost. So we're good to go. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope that this has been helpful for you in getting to know how to use Google Meet.